Hi, so Ian, you've got a really interesting vehicle here. I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, sure. So this is a BRDM2RKhB variant vehicle designed to go in after a nuclear, chemical, or biological strike as a secondary wave force vehicle after a heavy attack, and mark out using the flagpoles in the back as a safe passageway for troops then to take the area that they've just attacked. So this is very much of a high priority vehicle when it comes down to, for example, Western forces trying to take. The vehicle was originally built in the Soviet Union. I probably should have started that part first.
Don't worry, I think most viewers of the channel will know that.
Yeah, exactly. Probably just covering over the briefs.
That's always useful.
But yeah, so it's based off of the standard BRDM2 vehicle, which is made pretty much between the early '60s and up until the early '90s. The vehicle itself, it's still always throughout its entire build built with a Gas 41B engine, which is a V8 powered 5.7 liter V8 engine. But the thing is with it, it's very similar to a Chevy small block engine. So like the carburetor manifold fittings, for example, is the same as what you would have for, say, a 4-barrel Holly car. So if you want to start doing hot rod modifications, it's actually not that bad. But the only thing is it develops full engine power at 1800 RPM, and then it tops out at 3.5 RPM. So for a petrol V8, that's actually quite low. So it'll be interesting trying to do it. I have friends with superchargers that keep going like, oh yeah, we should try doing put a supercharger on it. Anyway, they probably shouldn't start ruining it, because there's enough of these modifications you see out in Russia and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I know, because I do use it, do take it out on the roads. It is road registered, and it's great fun to drive. And it's so surprising, so easy to drive. It's probably the best vehicle that I full outright own to drive on the roads and most stable, even after being nearly 50 years old.
I can imagine what it must look like to see that coming in your rear view mirror.
I don't know yet.
What sort of performance does it give?
So performance-wise, it's very, very slow acceleration. It's probably 0 to 60 in like 2.5 hours. But the vehicle will hit up to, the fastest we've ever had is about 74 miles an hour. Tracking with GPS, so there's some margin of error within that, but still a lot faster than what its manual says at the top speed of 60, so it can be quite a quick vehicle. So its performance there is fine. Off-roading, it's quite capable, but I would say it's probably more towards rough-roading than actual off-roading, because the moment you start trying to go off-roading, it can easily get bogged down. It's got an extra set of wheels. You probably already know about these wheels that you have in the center of the vehicle that can be hydraulically lowered to give better traction and help to cross trenches and things like that, to make sure you don't bottom out and rip the transmission apart. So it works quite well with that. It's also fully amphibious, you can probably tell by the shape of the hull. They're quite capable swimmer vehicles when you set them up right. Because it also, as well as having the normal engine parts for a normal car, it also has the water intercooler underneath of it the same way that boat does as well. So it has both of those components. So it's very much of a complete amphibian. It will work in both worlds equally happy.
Well, I mean, the Soviets did have the big plan, didn't they, of hitting all the rivers in Europe and trying to cross them. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense from that perspective. So what made you pick this as a vehicle to get?
I've always loved BRDM2. So ever since I was younger and I first started working in a museum, I fell in love with the BRDM2 when I first started there when I was like 14. And I've always wanted one. And after working, earning more money, I was looking to getting a Land Rover Defender, and having a few conversations and having some drinks in Prague, I came across this little lady, and decided 6 months later, came home with her.
There's not a lot you can say to that, really, is there? So, thank you very much for that, Ian. It's been a pleasure. And if you don't mind, I'll get a few shots of the vehicle, and then I can put everything together for the video.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please click on the like button below so that I know what people like and I know what to make more of. Alternatively, if you've enjoyed it and think you'd like to see more, please click on the subscribe button. That way you get notified by YouTube whenever I bring out a new video. And you never know, there might be something in there that you hadn't considered, because I do cover a variety of things on the channel. And finally, if you have a little bit of cash going, I now have a Patreon account. I'm always looking for patrons, because at the end of the day, let's be perfectly honest, it's a good way for me to get a little bit of money that will use to buy review items or to travel to museums and so on. I don't put a huge amount on that. At the minute, all we've got is one tier charging £1 a month, which just, as I say, helps cover my costs. See you soon.